Are you looking for interesting and creative ways to try and get your most dynamic athletes the ball outside of just using the air raid offense? Well, check out these 4 ways they might help you out in your offense. Hey Coach, this is Coach Ross bringing another video. Before I get started in this video, this channel is dedicated towards the air raid offense and middle school level. It's also about talking about spread offense. It's talking about defense as well as special teams. It's going to be talking about game film and drills, anything and everything that has to do with football. So if you like what you've seen so far and the content that I provided, feel free to subscribe. Also give this video a like, or the other videos a like if you like what you see. And I will continue pushing out new content as often as I can. In tonight's video, I'm going to be showing you different ways that we like to feature one of our more dynamic athletes in our offense. Typically, our main athlete is our running back, obviously, but we also like to feature our H-back, who's one of our slot receivers. He's actually the guy that we try and feature the most outside of the running back, so we look for a guy who's probably one of the fastest on the field. And we name him the H position because we consider more of a hybrid role. We can move him into the backfield. We like to use him in the running game as well as the passing game. So we're finding different ways to try and feature this player right here as much as possible outside of our base formations and our base air raid principles. So sometimes we like to use him in the jet. Sometimes we'll motion him into the backfield. Sometimes we'll line him up in the backfield by himself. There's just multiple ways that we try and get this player the ball and be creative with it as well. We also try to use him as a decoy as well, because once the defense starts focusing on him, that opens up the options for some of our other players to get the ball in different ways. So again, this video is dedicated to try and show you some ways to feature your dynamic athlete and also to use his effectiveness to your advantage to try and open up other lanes and other options for some of your other players. So again, stay tuned and hope you enjoy what you see. All right, here are a couple videos of how we try and get our H-back motioned into the backfield to either give him handoffs or even a pitch. So here we're just going to show you a couple examples of how we motion him into the backfield, and we can use him on a lead. We can use him as a decoy. We've even used sometimes we fake the handoff of him going this way, and H-back comes back this way on a pitch, or we can switch it around to. There are multiple things we can do with this, but again, it's just all about this area or this video trying to figure out how ways to get the H-back the ball. Because again, outside of the running back, he's probably our most dynamic athlete as far as speed and agility is concerned. So we're again trying to get him the ball as many ways as possible and trying to be creative with doing it. So here we just motion him in the backfield. We've gone now to a split back formation, and a lot of times you don't see the defense too much time to shift, but then again you do see sometimes a linebacker or a safety will come down, especially if we've been featuring the H-back quite a bit. You will see defense respond to that, so therefore then we also use them as decoy, which I'll show you here in a little bit as well. He comes across on a lead. Now this running back here is supposed to pick off this guy. It's not a very good block, but it's not a very good block, so he could have had a better option if he would have had a better block from the running back. This is another one as well where we're going to motion him in the backfield, and this is where he just uses his outright speed here. Now this is actually supposed to be, I believe, an inside, almost like an inside zone, because you'll see our sniffer, our Z-back right here, our Z player right here. He comes over to pick off the backside defensive end. Running back's going to fill right here and fill in this and help out with this outside defensive end right here, the double up on him. And you see just the H-back, he just makes a good read off of it. He's actually supposed to kind of go inside. He makes a good read off of it. And again, we teach the bang, bounce, bend rule as far as the running backs are concerned. So he makes a good read off of it, bounces it outside, and uses his speed to get to the outside. It's a good bounce, and it's all speed that way. Now, this is just an example also where we can use him, we motion in the backfield, and we use him as a decoy. So we motion him back in, and a lot of times you see they shift this way as well, thinking that the H-back is going to get the ball, but then sometimes we'll motion him in like this, and then we're coming back the other way using him as a lead blocker, and it kind of catches the defense off guard because they're automatically going to shift this way. They're going to move this way as well in the first couple steps, thinking that the ball's going to the H-back, and we kind of catch him off guard and get him out of leverage. You see right here, he leads the lead black, and it's just a good little run to the outside. So that's some examples of how we motion the H-back into the backfield. All right, this is an example of where we would just take and have a formation where we would just line the H-back up into the backfield, and we'd kind of use a little bit of a pistol formation and give him more of a forward momentum, so we put him directly behind the quarterback. And then we would just move our F, which is our running back, over to a bunched formation with our Z and our Y receiver over here. And we would have X as single receiver out wide. So we kind of condense this formation in to bring the defense in a little bit, which allows us to take advantage of the outside, which allows us also to move the defense around to the strong side, which opens up the middle as well, so we can run inside. And I believe this is a basically like an inside zone, two basically straight in between the center and guard. But we also, in this kind of formation, we have the running back who's right here. He's the inside portion of the bunch. He kind of just shifts in a little bit, and he acts like a lead blocker. So it's an easy way to spring the H-back and use his speed just to gut it up the middle like that. And you'll see him just kind of shift over into there. He kind of comes right up to the middle right there. And since we had this formation over here, we were able to have guys move over to the side here, which opens up the middle for the H-back right up the seam, right up the middle, and then from there it's one-on-one with the safety. And we like our chances with the H-back because he's one of our most dynamic athletes. So here's another option as well, just to kind of shift to the other side here. And this where we just have him kind of just read the blocks here, and if he needs to bounce it outside, he can. So we kind of just called this basically like a power because we just kind of use these guys here as our lead blockers, and we just kind of called this a power run. We didn't really know what to call this. We just kind of called it a power. And again, letting the running back read his blocks here. They're all supposed to seal to the inside, and he's just supposed to either follow in behind him, or if he needs to, he can bounce it to the outside. Because again, this kind of formation should condense and bring in the linebackers, bring in the corner a little bit, so that it gives the running back the option to bounce it to the outside and use his speed. And see right here, he makes a good read, follows the block out there because Z made a good play out on the corner, and it's just there's all that room to the outside. Again, we're forcing the defense into the inside, condensing it in so that we have all this grass outside to let our most dynamic athlete make plays in space, and that's the whole name of the game right there. Here's just another example of how we also use H. Again, this is our empty formation here. We already have him split out wide, so we move him all around all over in different formations. He's moved around quite a bit now in our base formations of doubles and trips. He's basically in one spot, but in certain little packages like we like to develop, we move the H around because again we're trying to figure out how to get him the ball. So here we have him set out wide, basically in the middle slot position, and we're going to motion our Z across in our empty, which we will leave a single receiver on this far side, this right side, and it'll basically put quads over on one side. We were able just to create a nice little screen play on this pass without having to move H at all. Move him over, and typically a lot of times you would see the defense shift. They don't shift here, which even gives us even more numbers on that side. Now, granted, this is practice. You are seeing these from practice. These are just practice cut-ups here, but they worked well. You see how we have the numbers here for the most part set up. The blocks are already lined up now. The Z here could do a little bit better to get out wide and get the block lined up, but H does a good job to recognize it and read it. Now these are just examples of where we would move our H around across the formations and kind of hope that he catches the eye of the defense to use him as a decoy. So here we use a decoy even as a lead blocker, and I believe this is a play where it's kind of a fake We call it a fake handoff to this. So basically, a fake inside zone to the right, and we call this. We tag off a star keep. So it's a star keep this to the left off this play, and we get the defense to react, the formation. Then we get them to come back this way, and they're reading the running back. And we have a little open lane, and we have some good blocking. Set up a double team on the corner right there with our Z and our H, and it's just a good play by the quarterback to get to the outside. Now here again, here's another example of just using the H as a motion across, and we kind of just set up a real quick little middle screen right here in the middle to the running back. Again, in hopes that the eyes of the defense are following along with H because we put him in motion, in hopes that we think that the defense thinks that we're trying to set something up for H, and in fact we're just using him as a decoy in this play. And they do shift. They do shift. See, you can see their eyes are all worried about him a little bit. So they shift out, focus on him a little bit. Safety already bailed towards that side where H is, as they see him get into the pass. And he just drops. Offensive line lets him go. We have the quarterback just toss it right over the top. And then when the running back gets the ball, he just yells go, and he follows in behind the lineman. One more example of this is just a little fun little gimmick play that we kind of made up, but it's a fun little thing. Again, we put him in motion, and we run a little bit of a Statue of Liberty play here. We tried this like 1 or 2 times, and it worked out great in the season, but that's about it. We didn't really use it too much, but it's just fun little ways the kids have fun with getting creative with the play calling. Again, these are little packages that we put together, not our base offense that we run out of the air raid. So again, we're sending him in motion. Again, hoping the defense is watching him, and all our eyes are watching. And they're already watching H. And the quarterback is supposed to fake like he's throwing a little bit of a screen pass to H right here. And he comes around and he throws the screen pass, and then kind of with his offhand, he's holding the football, and the running back just takes it right out of his hand. So he's trying to throw the fake right here in hopes that he gets the safety right here to bite. Hopefully he gets a linebacker here to bite, and then the running back kind of follows in behind it right there. And we'll let you watch it full time again. So he throws the screen like that, comes back in around like that. And this is an example of a little formation we used this year. Call it a brick formation. It's a little mixture of a wing T and a little bit of pistol offense here. What we do is we obviously put them in the pistol here. We put H lined up in here in a wing spot. We have Z here lined up in another wing spot. And what we'll do with these little packages is we will motion these guys around and either hand it off to them on a reverse or hand it off here, inside zone, either right or left, and we'll fake the reverse, or we'll fake this and fake the zone in the inside, and then hand it off on the reverse. So it's kind of just getting the defense to move around a little bit and seeing which way they bite, and we can play it off from there. So this is just another easy way to get your playmakers the ball, just different ways to do it. So here comes H around. We fake the zone to the right, and we come back around with H. We use it again, using his speed to get to the outside. Here's just example. We use Z going back the other way. Fake there, come back around this way too. It's just another easy way to get the ball to our playmakers. And here, fake. I believe we fake it here. No. What we do here is we call this a star peel, which means it's again using H, which right now is our H-back, is always going to be on the right in this little formation. We again use him as a decoy here. We'll fake the zone, fake the reverse, and then the quarterback will peel off the opposite way of where the reverse came from, in hopes that the defense is either eyeing him and then flowing this way, eyeing him, and it gets them to just take too many steps to the far or to the opposite side, and we can just have this open grass to the backside. Right there, and then he comes back around again. It gets all the defense for the most part to overstep, and we can take advantage of that. And it should be some open grass. Now we do have a couple cut-ups of this. in a game that we used this year. This is on a touchdown. This will just be a simple little H reverse to this side. This is the first time the first time we used this formation in the season, and it worked out pretty well. Faked it here, came back around, and there's just all this open grass where easy touchdown. And came back around the 2-pointer, just went back right around the other way to the Z. So 2 little easy ways we can hand it. Then this is just how we come back to later on in the game, and we have the star peel right here, and it just opens up the grass piece. Again, they're worried. They see this formation. They're worried about either H or Z making it on the reverse, and it just opens up a lot of grass to the outside. There's a lot of room right here because, again, the defense is over pursuing, and it gives a lot of space open for the quarterback here to make a nice big play. So there you have it. Those are 4 easy ways that we like to try and get the HBack, which is our main slot receiver, because the other Z receiver sometimes we use him as a tight end or a sniffer in the backfield. So H is our hybrid type of player we use as a running back and a receiver. So we again try and find him multiple ways to get him the ball. So we're putting him in motion quite a bit if we need to. We're putting him on jet. He's just the guy that we try and get the ball in his hands. I won't say as much as possible, but as creative as possible as well. In many different ways, we try and feature him a little bit because he's probably our best athlete on the field outside of the running back. He's the fastest one on the field. He's the most agile, and he's great in space. So we're looking for those type of guys to play that position so that we can sort of develop multiple ways to get them the ball. So you just saw a few little packages that we've developed over the couple of years to try and find little ways, little wrinkles to get the HBack the ball, and also to use him as a decoy as well to get the defense worried. Now that stuff you saw in this is not out of our base offense. Those are packages that we develop and we install from week to week, and try and just use them sparingly if we need them, and also to just give a little bit of a wrinkle to our offense and to give the defense a little bit of a different look every week. So those are just a few ways that we try and develop ways to get our HBack, our best athlete, the ball in space and in multiple different ways. So if you liked what you saw, give it a like button, hit the like button for me. And also, if you have any comments, please leave them down below. And also, if you're interested in more of this content, feel free to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it.